Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Redneckanize, the home of the do-it-yourself trucker. When everything goes wrong, you gotta Redneckanize. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is Ed with Redneckanize, coming to you live from Corpus Christi, Texas. It looks like it's about 6:53 Central Time, and we're just kicking back here, relaxing, and talking about trucking. So you can call in at 516-387-1733 and to be part of the conversation, just hit 1. Check us out at redneckanize.com. You know, we'd like to tell everybody we are a 501c3 charitable organization, and we got great sponsors, sponsors like DPF Regeneration out there. They are a network where they can help drivers repair and get to repair shops all over the country when it comes to those DPF systems and the particulate filters and all that, and we appreciate their support. You know, they supported Redneckanize for a number of years, and we're just grateful for them. So, and we think that people should be supporting the businesses that support truckers and trucking organizations like ours. It's you can check them out at webacom.com. They are right there on the internet. Perfect little place to check them out. It's cool to remember, webacom.com, and we appreciate them. Y'all should check them out. So, yeah, we're just kicking back here. We're talking about lease purchase and what to do. And, of course, we always say the bottom line is that it's always know your own scenario before you attempt to do anything. And always remember that you want to approach the decision-making from an objective point of view. You know, a lot of the emotions get involved with becoming an owner-operator, especially lease purchase, because, you know, you got a nice truck. It's something you've never done before. It's cool, a little bit more freedom. Everybody likes it. But, you know, some people just aren't made to do that. And so you just got to look into it and always, you know, make the decision right for yourself, not for, you know, whatever else you think you might want to do. So, yeah, you always want to make the decision for yourself, and it may not be the right thing for you. So you always want to make sure you got your ducks in a row when it comes to making those decisions. Now, we always are appreciative of all owner operators out there that do such a great job, because we think it's a give and take situation where we see it out there. A lot of times it's bad, but most of the time it's good. Owner operators, there are drivers out there that they got one truck, maybe two, but sometimes even 10, but they work. You know, they're not sitting behind a desk calling shots all day. They're actually out there driving. They're actually out there being part of it. And those guys out there are the ones that are the backbone of the trucking industry. And they are the ones, I mean, there are so many of them out there, and you can't even quantify that. You think about as big as a lot of carriers are, okay? These huge, humongous carriers that have got 10,000 trucks and 5,000 trucks and, you know, 8, 9 different terminals and, 20 different locations nationwide, or maybe they've got a terminal in every state. And you think about how big those carriers are, you know, they only make up about 8 or 9% of the entire industry. Most of the trucking industry is owner operators. It's mostly all owner operators. Even if they're leased to the carrier, one of those bigger carriers, you know, they're still part of that system. And I think that if you are an owner operator out there, that if you have your own authority, or you are leased to a carrier, maybe not one that big, but you're still an owner operator, and maybe you've got a couple years under your belt, I always thought it was important to help the owner operators, regardless of who, you know, what carrier they were in. They still, you know, they were part of being an owner operator, and you always want to try to help them out. And you see it a lot out there where a lot of drivers, they stick their nose up at a carrier, or they stick their nose up particular drivers because they notice that they might be an owner operator, but they're shown to be leased to a different carrier, or they've shown to be based out of a certain area, you know, and all that. And I think that we just got to come together as owner operators, because really it's us out there every day together fighting over the rates. And there are so many drivers out there that just don't know the rates, and sometimes they don't want to know, or sometimes they're just not told. They don't know where to get the good information to find the rates. And I think it's important for us to try to help everybody be better at being an owner operator, so that they could get out there, and it just helps the industry. You know, when more and more owner operators are successful out there, knowing their rates and everything, it makes everybody more successful. And that's just my opinion of it, but I think it's right. So, I just like to see more and more people out there try to get as much help as they can. You see it all the time out there on the road where you see owner operators, pat each other on the back, help each other out. Hell, that's how Redneckanize came to be, is just owner operators got together and, parked over there next to each other in the parking lot at the truck show, and we just decided we was going to help each other out. And we kind of came together and created a big little party in our little corner of the truck parking lot there. And next thing you know, it's year after year. That's all we do, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. So we appreciate owner operators for all that they do out there, and we want to keep that going. And just, if you're an owner operator, pat yourself on the back for being an owner operator, and especially if you think that you're one of the better owner operators, that you get out there and you help others and you help people with whatever it is. If you help somebody with fueling, or you help somebody backing into a parking spot, or somebody asks you a question and you help them out, that's what we need. We just need more camaraderie, and I think that this is the place. Redneckanize is the place where that we just kind of love starting at, and a lot of times it's tough love. You got to tell them. You see somebody out there not doing it right, you just got to tell them, man, listen, man, I love what you're doing, but you're not, you're doing a little bit wrong. Let me help you, and I hope that drivers would take criticism better. That's what I hope. I always hated criticism, but you get to a certain point where you're like, well, he's just trying to help. Whoever's giving me that criticism is just trying to help me. So we always appreciate that. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on out there. COVID still has everything pretty much shut down. I think I haven't really checked. Let's see here. None of the truck shows have announced that they're officially up and going again. For sure, a lot of them have contemplated trying to be up and running this year. But yeah, they still haven't put an official date. So in my point of view, the trucking show there in Louisville, the Mid-America Trucking Show, MATS, they haven't set a date official yet. So I'm going to tell you right now, I pretty much can guarantee you that March is not on the table, because this is too close for comfort for them to all of a sudden say, hey, we're going to have it. Because you're talking about a lot of planning and a lot of, it's hotel reservations, flight reservations, all that stuff. It's got to be booked in advance. A lot of these companies that come in there, that fly in there to promote their products and stuff, well, they got a budget for that too. And it doesn't seem like there's going to happen. So it may happen later on this year, or it may not happen at all. When they had the little post there, they said it was going to be like sometime around August or September. We know that the Dallas Truck Show is officially canceled. There is a you go to oats2021.com. That's the Outrageous American Truck Show. It's a new show. It hasn't had a show yet, but they're planning on having it. It's put up by rightload.com, and they are planning on having it in Millersburg, Ohio. And there's a fairgrounds. It's the Holmes County Fairgrounds out there. And of course, they're just making sure that they can, get everything together and have a great time for all the drivers out there. It's, July 8th. Yep. It's going to go through July 8th through 11th. So you're talking about the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th is going to be out there. And so that whole week-long thing. Now, it's not a free event. There are tickets that have to be sold. And so you can go to their website. It's Oats, OATS 2021.com, and check them out. And they've got tickets. They got passes. They got a 1-day pass, a 2-day pass, and a 4-day pass. And you can check that out on their website. They got a bunch of different options on there and everything. They've got where you can contact them. Let's see. They got, So, and they've got a little thing where you can join their mailing list and all that stuff. So check that out there. Like I said, oats2021.com, oats2021.com. Give them a look-see over there and check it out. That really right now is the only truck show that's definitely scheduled and has a date. There's others that are probably be scheduled that they're not they're the smaller truck shows. And as soon as I get word on those, I'll definitely get them posted out there on our website and on our Facebook page and everything. We don't know for sure when we'll be attending any of them. we're not an organization sitting in an office waiting to see where we can go. We're drivers with jobs. So, we're trying to get time off so that we, and it's kind of synced, like, can you get this time off? Do you have anything going this weekend? Do you have anything going this weekend? And we try to milk it together to where we can all do it together. Cause we got families, we got jobs. So, we got to work on it ourselves. So we'll get into that. And it's like I said, as soon as we get something figured out on that, we'll let everybody know. And keep tabs on us at redneckanize.com. We appreciate that. So, yeah, that's all good stuff there. I was reading a couple of articles on cdllife.com, and they were talking about electric trucks and how batteries are here. Batteries are good. Batteries are good to go. It says experts in clean energy industry are claiming that batteries are ready for support long haul trucking, but there are a few catches. The article continues to go, of the approximately 25 potential long-range zero-emission truck models, all expected for release in 2022, only 5 are powered by fuel cells. The rest run on lithium-ion batteries. Just a few years ago, a battery-powered big rig was unthinkable due to concerns over cost, weight, durability, and charging time. But the technology is changing, and these concerns may soon be invalid, according to the report by Forbes. And then it explains battery weight, charging time, and that's pretty much all it is. I thought it'd be bigger than that. I guess I should have read the whole thing, huh? I was like, oh, this is great. And then I scroll down and there's no more. I was like, well, where'd it go? But yeah, I mean, I figured this would come about. I didn't suspect that it would be a long time coming. I knew that the electric trucks, what it is I think it's the our drivers are going to be happy with it. Are they going to be happy with it? I mean, right now we are just at the point. I mean, it was 10 years ago that electric APUs first got introduced, and now we are just now getting to where they're actually doing really, really well. So it was a long time. So I think that whether the technology works or not, they say it works, and that's great, and it might work, but does it work for any driver? Does it work for any route? And that's going to be the hard part, is setting up the infrastructure to where when you stop at a truck stop, are you going to make it from one truck stop to the other, to the shipper? And the other thing too is that so you got so much time charged on these batteries, and then you get to a shipper, and then they take their sweet time unloading you. So then what? So that's another thing is if a carrier buys these electric trucks, they're going to have to explain to their customers, hey, I got an electric truck here, so I can't just sit there. If I sit there too long and the truck, and what if the driver doesn't do something, like where he doesn't shut something off, or lets the battery drain, or what? I don't know. You never know with how these things go. We were just talking about on our last podcast. Electricity is an enigma. As a regular person, we don't know all that goes on with electricity. Sometimes we can set it up just right, and all of a sudden, click, nothing works. I was like, oh man. So yeah, electric batteries for electric powered trucks. It's coming around, and it looks like that 2022 you're going to start seeing more and more on the road. I just hope that they do better. When they first came out with the electric cars are doing great now. But I remember in 2008, 2010, they came out and they weren't doing good. So we might still be a little bit of ways, but really you're not going to see any kind of improvements in the technology until people get out there and actually start working them. So that's all fine and dandy. Get them out there and get them working. I just don't want the government shutting everybody down because of electric. It's just like cars. We still want to be able to buy what we want to buy. Electric cars are available. That's great. Electric trucks are available. That's great. But don't tell me that, I got a perfectly good truck over here that's been running great for the last 10 or 20 years, and you tell me I can't drive it. That's silly. So yeah, let's focus on that here. Let's worry about, how we're doing, and then when they come around, we'll do our best to adjust. That's what truck drivers do. We adjust. We figure it out. So yeah.